I was going to do this whole video a completely different way, but because I waited just about an hour because I took a nap, more information came out and I can't do it that way. I have to do it another way because you would think after all this news that has been out there that's readily and publicly available, people would realize if you do something in your place of work and people find out, of course, you're going to get people who will feel sympathetic and say something about how you got to make ends meet to make sure that people in your life are satisfied. And you're going to have the other people saying, get these people out of this workplace immediately. And I feel like in this example, there's a little bit of common ground of, yes, this person should not be in this place of business anymore. And you can also feel a little bit bad because no one was really expecting this type of outcome. What am I talking about? Well, there was a woman who at first, before anybody says anything, was not fired, had already left where she worked. She was a teacher at a school. And during her time there, she would be on her off days or going to pick something up in different areas of the school, and on occasion would prop her phone up and dance a certain type of way that one would deem sexual. Now, you might be peering and looking for it on the screen. There's a reason why I can't show that to you, or at least in good conscience, I'm not going to show it to you, but you can enjoy this guy giving news media outlets the most cartoonish response possible. And yes, he's black.
You really can't make this stuff up. It is absolutely appalling, shameful, and frightening that these are the type of educators that are in an elementary school teaching our children. But now we got a teacher in the classroom on school hours, stripping down butt naked, bending over and showing everything on the video, and all you could see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair. This is a disgrace and a shame that this is the type of educator and teacher that is in the classroom. And she made multiple videos. Yes, the district was unaware until we brought this to their attention. If she would do this in the classroom, what else will she do? This woman obviously had lost her damn mind. She needs psychotropic medication. She pulls out her breasts and she's juggling them. Look like she's about to fall over. Then she bends over and pulls down her panties, spreads her cheeks. I'm not lying, I'm telling you what's on the video. Spreads her cheeks. This is madness. This woman should never, ever be allowed to be an educator. This woman should never be allowed to work around children ever again. And I believe that if a thorough investigation takes place, you can find something criminally to bring her into a courtroom for. Because I've seen law enforcement put parents in courtrooms for far much less than this. If we can put Donald Trump in the courtroom and find something to prosecute him for, don't tell me we can't find something to prosecute this woman for. This is sad. This is madness. This is filth at its finest.
Period. You know, this is not a place for that. You do not sexualize our children. You don't come with that sexualized type behavior on any type of school campus. You keep that mess in your bedroom. So like I said, your porn days is over, sis. You're doing too much.
Don't know why people like to do the Martin Luther King speech in 2024 type style. I wish you people would stop that. Stop living a gimmick. It's embarrassing. And I won't show it, but for the sake of your gratifying eyes, I will give you a little bit of a tease myself. She props herself up much like this, and she decides to pull her pantaloons down. That's as good as you're gonna get. My shows ain't free. And she starts to shake and grab on all her love handles. And you know what? If that's what you choose to do in your spare time, whether it be for the OnlyFans or whether it be for gratification of one specific human being, it was the second option. Whatever it is, you clearly should not be in that place of work. I'm glad we all agree on that. However, the question arises, how did these videos become public, Leon? Well, I'll tell you. She was in a relationship and the relationship ended. And I think you know how this plays out once a motherfucker is so hurt and they still have some very sensitive information about somebody, because you would think a rational person would just delete it and carry on with their day. That is not what this individual did, and they decided to revenge this motherfucker so that everybody could see she shakes ass and grabs herself in a fucking classroom.
That many people are talking about the former Lamar CISD teacher who had her explicit video leaked, and she's speaking out.
Yeah, this story is really unbelievable. She is admitting to recording the video, but said she is being targeted by an angry ex. Fox 26's Jonathan Mejia is live in Williamsburg with what that woman is saying tonight. Jonathan.
I spoke with the woman who did not want to be identified. She tells me she regrets taking that video for her ex-boyfriend's pleasure and is now claiming to be a victim of revenge porn.
I made some poor decisions throughout my relationship, and it's now come back and haunting me.
A former elementary music teacher at Lamar CISD is speaking out in hopes of clearing her name. She did admit to taking the sexually explicit video while at school to send to her boyfriend at the time, but says he exposed her because she no longer wants to stay in the relationship and financially support him.
He said, okay, you want to go down this route? I will send you out any pictures or videos that you had sent to me to the school.
The woman alleges she was one of many girlfriends the man had, and all fell victim to his lies. She claims her ex-boyfriend lost a job and was living out of the car that they bought together.
That was the relationship that me and him had, and he was like, you know, it would be hot as if you did this. It was all like pressuring me to do things, and I loved him. I would do anything for him.
The reports of her in-school videos went viral after two community activists held a press conference demanding the school district to do more.
Stripping down butt naked, bending over, and showing everything on
And
video.
the woman had words for both Quanell X and Dr. Candace Matthews.
I am disappointed that with one story, you decided that you wanted to let a man ruin my life. You don't know me, you don't know my story, and I'm really disappointed in individuals that have come after me now.
The former teacher says love blinded her, and while she knows that does not excuse her actions, she says she shouldn't be judged for her mistake.
No one should ever judge a person based off of a mistake. No one should ever assume that because I did this, because it was meant for one person, that defies the person that I am. That defies the teacher that I am.
She's speaking out so young girls and women learn from her situation and not lose everything for a man.
Don't send them anything. Do not expose yourself. Do not do anything in public or at work. It's definitely something that I'll never do again.
The woman has filed a police report and is looking to press charges against her ex-boyfriend, and she tells me she is currently suspended from her jobs until her name is clear of any wrongdoing.
And while we can all agree that it is weird, we're also going to have to say this motherfucker is going to pay a hefty consequence for posting that willingly for everybody to see. You can tell me about the legalities of your hurt feelings or talking about feminist this, but let's live in reality for a second. Two things can be true. She's stupid for doing it. He's stupid for distributing that shit in public after a breakup. There's really no if, and, or but about it. I know, pun is very funny. Yes, I can chastise you for wanting to be kinky and showing love for your man in ways in the place of business and how stupid you are for that, because there's a lot going on with these teachers. Arguably, some should be suspended while others need to never be around kids ever again. So why would you even pose a risk to yourself to do something like that? Especially, it doesn't matter if you was on your off day or if you had a lunch break. What if somebody walked in and saw that and now you the talk of the school, and that makes it even worse, and you probably end up on a watch list anyway? But I still feel bad because you intended to do this and you wanted to share it with the person you love and maybe you saw life with, and they ended up doing this to you, and it's fucking scummy. However, personal responsibility will always be a factor to bring in a lot of these equations. And while you will be publicly embarrassed for a while, eventually a lot of people will forget about that and they will focus on the dude who's more likely than not going to be tooting it up for Big Tyrone. Because how you go from a girlfriend who probably loved you and you had these disagreements back and forth and it ended, to now you get that jail cell closed on you and Big Tyrone is bringing that nice big arm around your chest and he playing with that left nipple and he trying to make you feel deep inside. And honestly, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you in support? Are you a woman supporter? Are you pro-feminist? Are you somehow someone who's going to support revenge porn for some reason? I hope none of you could possibly think like that. Does personal accountability play a factor in this equation? Or are you completely sympathetic all the way? I'm a little bit sympathetic, but I'm a realist because you chose to do something, and there's always going to be an unintended consequence that you must factor in, even if you have the greatest intentions or even if you see things working out 100% of the time. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah. Goodbye.